Family, family, family. Wow. Um, I don't know, y'all. I'm really in between on a lot of this stuff. I'm not surprised at all. Bond denied, things like that. Okay, cool. This is a thing that nobody's thinking about. His power can be taken away. Well, we seen how the power was taken away while he was behind bars, just this little bit of time. Then the money and resources used. So just imagine 10 years. I can see this man getting 10. I can. I feel like, in my opinion, it's a low probability for federal probation, even though I think this case should have been a state case. I just felt like the federal thing was to put it on a more grand scale. Now, I'm hearing that Cassie wrote a letter, and that's partially why he didn't get any bond. This is what people need to realize. People can talk in codes. Money talks. If this man wanted to harm anybody, it could have been done. Let this man go home until y'all sentence him. It's a wicked world, y'all. And this ain't me defending this dude. This is me seeing through the situation and what a lot of our brothers are going through. Point blank, period. We're going to get into this story about this Charles dude and Griselda Blanco. This woman pulled so many strings from behind bars. Diddy's a billionaire. Why can't he pull the same strings if he wanted to? He could have given his cellmate or anybody in the pod or whatever money to call and speak in code and give orders and stuff like that if he wanted to. Or he could have did it himself. Make it make sense. They're treating it like, yeah, make it make sense. Anyway, where's the list at? Are we ever gonna see this island list? Are we? Anyway, let's check out, shouts out to Sean Cotton. This is Charles Cosby, and he's gonna talk about Griselda Blanco and how she was able to do things for him from behind bars. And I'm putting this out there because I feel like dude should get bond. Real talk. This whole thing has been blown out of proportion since day one. You're telling me, wow, I guess I could be going through the same thing. Flying them out, taking them out, digging them out, flying them back. You're telling me you can't do that? Anyway, check out this Charles Crosby thing.
Because I seen videos of saying that she made you a millionaire. Is that true?
45 days after that first meeting in prison, yeah, I was a millionaire. 45 days.
Break that down for me.
Okay, so when I met her that Saturday at the prison for the very first time, I stayed there 8 hours from 8 to 3. So that's 7 hours stayed there. Okay, so during our meeting, she told me that she would do anything that I asked of her. You know, she said, you know, what can I do for you to make life better for you and your kids? You know, name any price and, you know, I'll make sure you have it. I'm like, well, I won't accept any money from you. But, you know, if you can give me, you know, some snow or cocaine, I'll make you proud of me. So she was like, well, how much are you talking? Because I can definitely make that happen. I said, you know, let's, I just threw them out there. Let's go with 50 keys. I expected to say, no, well, I'll give you 10. She said, okay, I'll make it happen, no problem.
50?
Yeah, 50 keys. So on a whim, or if only to prove to me that, you know, she still had the juice. So she made it happen. So the very next day, the dope was delivered to my house in East Oakland.
The very next day?
The very next day, Sunday.
What's going through your mind? I mean, are you telling friends? Are you telling is this because what's going through your mind, man?
Okay, so like, what's going through my mind is this. All throughout my life, everything I've put my mind to, I've been able to conquer it, right? So this was just another one of those plans I had that came to pass, right? And so of course I was very jubilant, but it was not unexpected that I would do this, because anything I put my mind to, I was always able to accomplish it. But yeah, in my mind at that very moment, I was the man in my mind.
How do you disperse 50 keys?
Okay, so like back then, as I was telling you, everybody in Oakland had money. Everybody in Oakland had money, 100,000 laying around here, 300,000 trunk of your car. So, I put the word out, I got keys and this is the price of them. So they went, maybe 10 days, it was all gone because everybody had money.
Mm. And that turned into $1 million, or was it more?
Well, okay, so.
Because how much was that worth back then?
Okay, so I made $2 million.
Off those 50 keys?
Made $2 million. So she gave me 10%. So I made $200,000 in commission, right? So 2 weeks later, I was in New York. I did another big deal. Another $200,000. That's $400,000. And then weeks after that, no, actually a week after that, I was in Miami with her biggest contact in the United States. He was a Cuban guy. I won't say his name, but he was a Cuban guy. So he ordered, I want to say 300 keys. And so I got my commission from that. So, and then I did another deal a week after that, or maybe a week and a half after that, another big deal. So, and then that put me at $1 million and all that in the span of 45 days.
Do you keep it going with her business wise, or you just run it up and then?
Okay, so I did business for her, but I still conducted my own business. So I had two sources of income. But of course, hers was the biggest because,
Yeah, of course. I see why she shot you now, because she put you in position to win.
And I cheated on her.
It's like you betrayed her. So it's like, I helped this dude out.
And then not only that, just by nature, Latina women are very jealous and territorial.
That's true? No, I'm playing.
So I shook her head.
So, man, my mind is blown right now. So, I mean, she introduced you to her kids, right? Her son?
Yes.
All right, so Poetic Flacco, he uploaded a video, bond denied. Lawyer explains why Diddy conviction will be overturned. Shout out to Flacco. I like the way he does his work, and he's pretty credible. So let's check it out. Let's see who's on the screen. Let's go.
Diddy's bond has officially been denied, and he will stay in jail awaiting sentencing. It looks like Cassie's letter urging the court not to release Diddy, it looks like that works. It looks like the defense that Diddy used in court to essentially have him acquitted on 3 of the 5 charges, that same defense have came back to bite him when he's trying to be free or released on bond pending the sentencing. Diddy's entire defense from the very beginning was actually very strategic and effective. His defense attorneys walked into court and said, listen, Diddy is a bad boyfriend. He's a bad partner. He beat up these women. Yes, if this was a domestic violence case, Diddy would be guilty as charged, but it's not. Them doing so was able to effectively distinguish the difference between domestic violence, bad partner, and an interstate trafficker of women. And the jury ultimately decided Diddy is a bad person, Diddy is violent, Diddy beat up these women, but he didn't traffic them. Well, when the judge is looking at the defense conceding in court that Diddy beat up these women and he was a violent person, well, the judge is saying, even if the defendant was solely required to show that he is not a danger to the community, he could not meet that burden because prior to trial, the court denied bail because, he was a danger to the witnesses. And, he sees no reasons to reverse it now, especially, as he says right here, because the defense conceded in court that Diddy was violent.
How was Dude a danger to the community? How? If Cassie and these other women were so scared, do y'all think they would have messed with men that were so close to Diddy? Especially Cassie. I think she might have been worse than Diddy. For real, for real. It's just amazing that how from Jonathan Majors, Mr. Cosby / Huxtable, is so many of our wealthy people or people of influence or whatever that are going through the same things. Do I think the people in the industry, do I think they are too far gone? Some of them, yeah. But I'm not going to sit here and allow them to influence people to think that we are all like this. You're not going to tell me we all are like this. Boosie. It's time for Dude to stop those pool parties. It really is. I don't know if bro has waivers that he makes these people sign before they come over or what. But those pool parties that he's having, and y'all know, it's time for those to stop, because he'll be next. They're looking for any reason to get Boosie. But back to Diddy. I don't see it, y'all. I really don't see it. A danger to society. Come on, man. You really got to make that make sense. And like I said before, where is the list? That's all I want to know. Where's that list at?
Like, what will be the difference between now and, let's say, in a month when y'all come back and y'all sentence him? So let's just say y'all sentence him to time off. What will be the difference between now and a month later when y'all let him go for time served and probation? There wouldn't be no difference. So why keep extending the inevitable here? This man, this is his first conviction ever. This man should be let out. It's the Man's Act. He was acquitted of all the serious things. Now, we got a little bit of a peek into exactly what Diddy is looking at here. So while denying the bond, they also spoke on certain things. Like, when will sentencing be? The judge is recommending October. The defense is claiming, hell no, we're not waiting until October for this. This Diddy conviction would actually get overturned through appeal.
So how would you have charged this if you were the feds? And we are starting to notice a little bit of a trend here with Maureen Comey and the way that the Southern District of New York are bringing these cases. It seems to be a constant trend of skating or of lighter sentences, and people get very frustrated about this, and it's leading to a little bit of an erosion within at least our audience, Alan, when it comes to how the law is adjudicated. It seems like if you're rich and powerful, if you're famous, or if you serve the Democrat Party, that you get to skate, and if you're somebody else, then you go down in flames.
Well, there's no doubt that wealth has a big contributing factor in getting acquittals. I do half of my cases pro bono because I try very hard to create equality, and I've been very successful in my appellate practice getting convictions reversed. Part of the reason I've been successful is that the government overcharges. This should have been a state case. He should have been charged with beating up his girlfriend, as we all saw in the videotape, with the cases in which there was, if there were any, non-consensual sex. But to try to broaden this into a kind of national, international criminal enterprise and conspiracy was undercut by the videotapes and the emails by the women saying, please, please, I want to be involved in this freak out. I want to, please include me. I'll help set it up.
Shout out to this old dude. Now, Diddy did everything he should in a timely manner. He even flew to New York to turn himself in hopes that maybe he could get some kind of bail or whatever and fight this thing from outside. Listen, y'all. Nobody is bigger than a program. Always keep that in mind. No matter how much power you think you have, no matter how much money or influence you think you have, they will find a way to whip you back into shape. We've seen it numerous times. I just wonder who's next, y'all. Who's next? Well, they're working on Smokey. They're working on Tyler, and yeah. When you see these situations, before you judge, always go back and see what that person has done to challenge the system, or you guys get what I'm saying. It's always something right before the ultimate. Diddy's case, I feel like the drink company. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, you guys. Make sure y'all hit that Cash App, $ Trap House Kitchen 1. I am not monetized, and I just feel like I have to speak on this stuff, so look out for your boy. I'm out. Peace.